Hi everyone, welcome back to the cabin. It's early in the morning, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. I'm still fast asleep. I thought I'd come and make a coffee. I was talking to Susie and Scott yesterday, my friends from Glasgow. We're talking to them and they were saying, why don't you get up in the morning like you used to and have your coffee and some porridge. I've not made porridge yet, I might make some, I don't know. So I'm going to start with a coffee anyway. I feel so cold as well. It dropped really cold last night and I don't know why, because it's been sunny for the last few days. Oh, that's nice. That is nice, that. Oh, it's warming me up as well. Been busy at the cabin. I've had a few problems this week because I plumbed in my 2 washers. Now, as you know, both washers are there. There you go, you can see both washers. Well, I'm moving again, don't worry. This washer's always been plumbed in because that's one that was originally there. But I've told you a story. I wash our clothes and the dog bedding in it as well, so we didn't want to do that. We just didn't like doing that. So we got the other washer, but I didn't get around to plumbing it in. So it's been sat there for quite a few videos that I've showed in the kitchen. So anyway, I got round to plumbing it in the other day, right? So I've plumbed them both in, they both work perfect. So I've plugged them in so they're both on different sockets running by different systems in here. So there's 2 washers on 2 Bluettis, in other words, so I can run them both together, no problem at all. So, but anyway, when I've gone to the back, down there where the sink is, I've got pipes coming out going into the drainage to go out to the septic tank. But I knocked the water drainage pipes for the sink and this middle compartment for the drainer. Anyway, I damaged the fittings, didn't I? So I couldn't get them they're just broke inside, because they're old fittings anyway, so they broke. So yesterday, some fittings come. So I fitted them and I realised now that I need a few more fittings. So later on today, I'm due a delivery off Royal Mail for some more fittings. So I'm going to be able to finish that job properly later on today, all being well. I also want to do some jobs outside. I've got some my head's all over today, I've not woke up. I need to fill some gaps in all the way along anyway in the roof, because the air's blowing in and it's coming through the gaps in the wood in the roof. I'll explain it better when I do the video later on. And I also need to cut wood if I've got the energy at the end. So I need to get a lot of jobs done. I need to start getting wood cut. Kev's helping me cut wood, he's been doing that as well. So we need to be doing that. Now, I was talking to another friend of mine, and she was saying about I was saying about my dad when he was younger. He told me stories about things he did, and she was saying, like, do you remember when as a kid you used to share bath water? And it's true that I can remember that. We all took it in turns in one lot of bath water because there was only enough hot water for one bath. Always remember that. You tell the youth of today that, they're like, nah, we all have a shower or we all have a bath each. They take it for granted, but when we were kids, they weren't that. They were just one bath and that were it. We all used to do it. My dad used to go in last, it was like swamp water at the end of it. So I was second in, my mum was first in, then me in, then Julie in, then Stuart in, and then my dad in, like. So we all took it in shifts. So I got decent water. I was also talking to her and I was saying when I was at school, I never had, my mum, because of my age, when you're growing at school, obviously your feet keep growing, don't they, as you're getting taller. So my feet were growing really quick all the time. So my mum couldn't keep up with trainers with me, because after a few months, that rate, I was in the next size. So I remember sometimes going to PE and my trainers were that tight, they were sore on my feet. So I used to, this is true story this, I used to take the studs out my football boots and go into the gym and do all the sports stuff with my football boots on with no studs in. True story. And then after school, I used to go on the playing fields with my friends near the school for an hour or two before I caught the bus home. And I used to put my studs back in and play football on the field. That's true story, that. That's true story, that. So, but like when I was a kid, things were different. I always say things were different, but they were for me, because I'm going to be honest now. When I was a kid, how can I put this? Right. I used to catch the bus to school. I used to go to school, and then I would come home, play after school. I would play football for half an hour, and then I would catch the bus outside. The playing fields were actually attached to the school, and then I would catch the bus home. And when I got home, my mum used to be really strict with me, and she wouldn't let me play out. Right, true story this. She wouldn't let me play out, so I had to stay in nearly all my growing up with my sister, and we used to play games and Monopolies and all that, watch telly together, and when Wimbledon was on we used to watch Wimbledon. But I never really got to play out like most kids did. But having said that, I had all the toys I could ever want, but I had no one to spend the time with, if you know what I mean. But I'm being honest now, but when my mum had to go places, like if she had to come up Scotland to see my Uncle Harold or anything like that, Auntie Eileen or anything like that, then I used to go to my auntie's house, and they had teenagers as well, and we used to get up to all sorts, because my mum would say to her, oh well, don't let Ian out of the house, or let him just play in the garden. And it was my Auntie Joyce, and she would say, yeah, don't worry, don't worry. As soon as my mum was gone, she'd sit me down, she says, right, behave yourself, you can go off with the others and do whatever they want to do. And it was brilliant, because across the road from my Auntie Joyce, there used to be a big mill, big factory, and they were knocking it down, because in Bolton they had a spell where they were knocking them all down, and they were knocking it down, so half of it were knocked down, and the other half were like derelict. So we used to play on bikes, because my mum left me bike, so we used to play riding round on the bikes and everything. And then there was a bunker. We found this bunker, and you lift a hatch and you could go in. It was like an air raid shelter underneath this factory, and we went in. We could seal it from the top. Anyway, we all went in, and this other kid, I can't remember its name, shut it and locked it. Oh, did we all panic? Oh, we were going crazy, screaming and all sorts. And in the end, he took pity on us and let us out, but we beat him up when we got out. Oh, it's nicest coffee. So we did that, and we used to do all sorts, and then we used to go up on the second floor, third floor, and really had a great time. And we used to get up to all sorts. I used to go quite a lot to visit and everything. And I always remember, this is true, this, right? I went with my mum to visit him. And my mum says, oh, you can go and play out with him in garden. You know, when this was, she got it in her head, I could only go in garden. So I walked in garden, and I'm not kidding you, there were trenches. Right, this is a true story. I think she lived in a council house, right, Auntie Joyce. And the kids, which I forgot the names, it's just because of years gone by since I've seen them, and my memory's bad after being heart attack. And they actually dug in the ground trenches, and we were playing war. And they'd done trenches on one side and trenches on the other. And me and this other lad, neighbour, were in one trench, and then the two brothers were in another trench. And we were pretending to shoot each other war. It was brilliant. And other times we went, they couldn't afford a sledge, so they got a big sack. And it was a heavy duty sack. And then what they did was, say that's your plastic sheeting going back, they get a piece of wood either side, screw it to it so it was a solid structure, put a big rope on it, then we'd sit on it, and then the other one would drag us all around like a big sledge. Honestly, it was brilliant, the stuff that they did. And I always remember I had to stop at Auntie Joyce's for a bit, like I say, and then she said, oh, look kids, I've got, because we're only young, look kids, I've got a present for you. So we thought, oh, what's this? Went in, and it was the biggest cardboard boxes you've ever seen. One of the neighbours had a telly delivered. Now, if you remember in the old days, they were like big tube tellies. They were huge things, weren't they? Well, the boxes were massive. So we used to play for hours in these boxes, playing house and dens and that, and then we'd take it outside and play on it outside. Oh, it was great. I miss my Auntie Joyce. She was a lovely lady, she were. So that's about being rabbited on anyway, about the old days. I miss the old days tremendously. So, but like I was saying about not playing out with other kids and stuff, I had all the toys I wanted. I had everything I needed. But I didn't have where I could go and play with my friends and grow up that way. It's like I've said to my brother, I said, I didn't really start growing up until I got admitted into hospital, because that's when I officially left home then, type of thing, when I got in hospital, and then I went in rehab. Because I know you'll all know, but I suffer with bipolar, so I got admitted to the ward, and then I had to go to Barnsley to a rehab centre for so long. So my life kind of started then, because my mum had no control over me then, type of thing. Especially when I went to Barnsley, I used to go to nightclubs and do all sorts. It were great. It were a safe place then, do you know what I mean? The world were a safer place, not like it is now. So what I want to do eventually is, when I built the back there, my bedroom at the back, eventually somewhere on this land I want to build like a little studio, and I want to put all my stuff in that I had, that I've got from when I was younger, and just like enjoy having it all. Like I set a PlayStation up and do stuff and go in, well, in between doing the jobs that I normally do and that, and then just go in, and then I can build stuff, have it like as a little workshop and build things and stuff like that. It'll be brilliant, honestly. I'm really looking forward to it. I've eyed up maybe over there, just at the other side there, maybe building it there, but I'm not 100% sure, unless I could convert one of the old buildings that's up, that I could do it with that. Right, listen, I'm going to catch you a bit later on in the video, and I will see you later. Hi, welcome back to the cabin. Today we're doing a job that's been needed doing for the last few months. What I'm going to be doing is, as you can see, this is the tin roof. Obviously you'll be able to see better. This is my tin roof. Now, obviously, the boards are on the inside, which the roof is screwed onto. But there's a gap all the way down. I don't know if you can see that. See if I can lift this camera off. Bear with me. There. Can you see the gaps all the way along? So what's happening is the air is blowing from the paddock coming down. The winds are blowing into these gaps here, into these gaps, like that. Excuse the tractor going past. They're blowing into the gaps, and what they're doing is, it's blowing into the cabin. So I don't know if you can see where these pieces of wood are. There's little gaps. When I fitted it, they were all put tight, but because of the dry weather, they've obviously contracted the wood, so there's little gaps all the way along. That one's quite big. So as the air's blowing down, it's blowing in through these gaps. So yeah, so I'm back. So I've just been and got a parcel. One of the parcels has just come by rail mail. So that's why I disappeared for a quick second. Yeah, so all the way along we need to fit these little fittings. So what it was, a long time ago, I bought some fittings, these, from when I did the other roof, you know, the old part of the cabin. That didn't originally have a tin roof on it, had felt on. Well, that's what I put on first and I regretted it. So I put a tin roof, so we bought these to fit in it, but I never got round to installing it. But the problem is, each time I bought a piece of roof to go along, because each piece is slightly different design. Not by choice, it's just the way I got it through Juicens. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can see it, I'm going to cut it out and then push it in. So obviously, this is what I have planned. This is what I have planned. So what I'll do is, we'll cut that off there, like that. That one as well. So the idea is, hopefully I can do it, is to push these in here. That's it, there, like that. Just to try and seal the holes a little bit. You see that? So I'm not worried about there being a tiny gap there, because that's screwed in all the way along into the beam, so there's no gap. Right, so I've done that side along here, which I'll show you in a bit. So now I'm on the middle room. This is where the middle room is, where the window is, where I keep my 3 bitches in there. So as you can see, these have got the gaps in as well. And I don't know if you can see, which I don't think you can see where the beams, where there's gaps in the boards. Because I didn't use tongue and groove, and really I should have done, I know that, right, I know that. But I bought these boards from Taff Valley, and they were shutting one of the depots down, so they were selling them off really cheap. So I had the opportunity of buying a lot of boards, sarking boards. So I've just fitted all the roofs with the sarking boards to cut down on cost, because honestly I got them really cheap. So I didn't want to use them on any other job, so I just used them on that. So what we're going to do is, I could have put the white side in on that side as well, which looks alright, but the problem is, as you might be able to see, they're going a bit dirty, so they will pick the dirt off as it blew and the salt air. So at least if it's black, it stays more chance of being black, doesn't it? So we'll see if we can get it in. That's it. Right, so I'm going to fit all these in all the way along. Now you might hear a little cordless drill in the background. Kev's just taking some old pallets apart. As you can see, I've finished here now, so I've sealed it in all the way along here, and I've sealed it all the way along there, if that makes sense, along that bit. So I'm going to sign off for now, so I will see you all a bit later on. Hi everyone, welcome back. It's the next day, it's about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I've done my dogs. I don't know if you can hear the chainsaw in the background, that's Kev, he's cutting wood down bottom of the paddock, so you might hear his chainsaw going. This is an electric one, he's a posh one, he gets an electric one. So I'm coming over to the pond now to cut some wood, so I will see you in the video. I've just caught our Kev taking Pete for a walk, so hi Kev.
Hi. Hi Tony and Kay. Never forgot your names there so long ago. But everybody in Barnsley, and I'm just taking our Pete for a walk.
Alright then, I'll see you later Kev. Oh, I've finished now, as you can see. I've done all that wood there. Doesn't look a lot, but it is. I'm absolutely cream cracking. So in this video I've been filming over the last few days doing different things. So this is now the end of the video. So thank you for watching. If you've been watching, thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, if you could hit subscribe, which really means a lot. We're up to 32,000 subscribers on the channel. Thank you so much, every single one of you, and I will keep producing videos the best I can because of you subscribing. Thank you so much. If you could put thumbs up in the video as well, that really helps, and if you could leave a comment below, that really helps as well. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. So if it sees that I'll get more subscribers, more thumbs up in videos and comments, then I'll go higher up in the listings and I'll go on more people's news feeds. So I presume that's how my subscriber rate's been going up. So thank you so much, and I want to dedicate this video, like I do to all my videos, to the Patreon section. They help fund it all, so thank you so much for all of you, and I will see you next time back down at the cabin.